You may think that plants are something called producers, and they use sunlight, water to create their own food, and while other animals eat them. But sometimes plants may not be producers. They might eat animals themselves. For example, Venus flytrap use eat insects. Well, by luring them, making the insect think it's flower, and then by using two sensors, they're able to catch the insect in time and consume them for a few months. You see that there is Dorosa canesis and whatever you call that, Pingy Isolo Wizard, Doris Laveroy. Oh my god, these words are actually pretty complex. But what we do know is these flowers mainly eat insects. You see that these plants over there that has leaves on top of them and a hole inside is some insect lands on the leaf. But the leaf was suddenly fall and the insect will fall down into the hole and be consumed. These are traps for lazy insects. They have holes in them, and when insects fly into them, they will think that there's a shortcut. That is the holes. So once they fly through it, they get caught and being consumed. Interesting ways to prey on some insects, isn't it? Here we are at a tree. I mean 2 trees to be exact. But it looks like if it's one tree, you see that. It seems though that the 2 trees are holding their hands together. Well, it looks like they're kind of supporting something. And if you ask me, it looks like more than there was a swing in the middle of the tree that connect the 2 of these trees. You see that these trees are kind of very weird since most of us recognize trees as if they're always going upwards, but these go up and down, sideways and left and right. Very amazing, isn't it? Wonder what these are? You see that one of these plants is wrapping around the other plant. My mom thinks that it's just so that the plant is getting energy from the other tree, but in my opinion, it's a whole different story. Actually, the tree that wraps around the big round tree is using that force to keep drawing it upwards. You can see that these plants on the ground over here couldn't get enough sunlight than the trees on top. But some trees can't go that high. But using some force from other trees, they can wrap around them and go into the skylight. We call these air plants. Some air plants can grow on other trees, and some air plants wrap around other trees, like this one. But don't worry, the brown tree is not gonna die. It's still gonna get the same energy as before. But it may not have more energy than the tree that is wrapping around it, since once a tree wraps around the highest point, it can still grow on its own and be even higher, reflecting more sunlight. And then the tree can grow larger leaves and even get more sunlight. Introducing you to this tree. It's the king of palm trees. Oh boy, this is kind of the strongest tree over here. You see that even the worms agree with that. Actually, it's very old too, since you can see grass growing sideways on the tree. We call these plants air plants. So, this king of palm trees is home to a lot of bugs. Some can fly and some don't, and some are basically make this tree healthy, and some do more harm than good. Trees can be thin and high, and some can be low and wide. You see that this is one of the thin and high trees. Wow, it probably spans for like a few meters, such as 20 meters maybe. You see that there's spikes used to protect the tree, and it has a hard shell too. Look at how tall it is. And all of these spikes appear with it. You see, this tree is shaped like a palm tree. Well, it has many ideas of it. For example, its leaves are very curvy, but there are some differences too. Instead of curvy leaves like these, they have leaves that are bushy. We're in China's biggest place to see plants. You see that some of these are over here, and some of these are wild and native to here. This place is for wildlife, and this is China's most biggest protected ecosystem that people can come and see and enjoy its beauty. There's a lot of kinds of animals and trees over here. You see that some of these may not be trees, and some of these trees can be native to here, like the big trees over here. You see that these bushy trees, that is as high as these extraordinary ones, are very native to here. They live thousands of years and call this ecosystem their home. If you want to see more of these stuff about ecosystems, please subscribe to my channel. That would mean the world to me. And if you already did, thank you very much.